received your CV from my job department.
Okay.
So, can you please quickly brief me about yourself, your experience and your previous projects?
Okay, sure. Actually, I have around 5 years and 5 months of experience overall. My first experience was with company TCS, which is in India, where I was working for a client, United India Insurance, and I was into production support for Genesis. Genesis is nothing but a general insurance system. So in which I have been in production and support and development. Then after 4 years, I joined another company, which is Oracle Financial Services Software, wherein I was in the production support for the product, banking product like Cube.
Okay.
And after that, I got married. Then I came down to Malaysia. So after that, here I joined in PwC PricewaterhouseCoopers, where I was working as a data analyst. And my client, I supported the client M-Bank, and I was put up in the client application directly. So about my work experience.
Okay. Can you please explain me a bit more about your previous project, that is M-Bank project?
M-Bank project.
Yes.
See, in M-Bank actually, we worked in 2 phases. It's mainly into data forensics actually.
Okay.
So in the first phase, I was into we used to test the systems basically, like how the data is coming in. We were just validating the data because they had lot of duplicacies, they had lot of data discrepancies. So that we were working on, and we used to sort it out. And in the second phase, we had to perform some data testing and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So we mainly used to do some reports using Tableau also. And my part in the second phase was mainly to push the data from the files. Like they will give the data in the form of files and the PDF. So what I have to do is I have to upload everything to a database. So which is mainly we concentrated on SQL servers. That we did it through a tool called Monarch. So we just upload the PDF files in the form of tables. So that Monarch will do the task. It will translate that is not, it's quite tedious actually. You should specify the format and all, so that it will fetch the data properly, and it will put it into tables. And after getting the tables, you have to upload those tables into the server. Like using SQL loader like that, we will do. And in SQL server, it's very simple. If it's Oracle, you have to go for SQL loader, but in SQL server, we did something like upload like that. We will just upload it from the...
Okay. So the tool that you mentioned, like Mona, is it?
Yeah.
So is it something like ETL tool, or it's something like a SQL loader?
No, nothing like that. It's just it's available. It's a free tool actually.
Okay.
We can download it, and from that, what it will do is it will just fetch the data. Like you have to specify the formats in that. You have to design the formats in Monarch, so that it will collect the data accordingly from the particular PDF or the file. The PDF contains, for example, if you take there are 10 pages, and 10 pages should follow the same format. Okay. Then you will define the format accordingly in Monarch, so that it will fetch the data from the PDF file and it will put it into tables. And then we have to evaluate the data if it is correct.
Okay.
You have to check if there are any duplications. If there are any duplications, you have to report it to the client. And they will work on it. And then we have to check all the data validations. Everything will be done by me. And then we have to upload everything, very perfect data into the clean data into the SQL server. After we will do the data validations and all, whatever according to the client's requirement, we will work on the data. That was my main part in the second phase.
Okay. So correctly, so that tool is used to load file to database files.
Correct. I was mainly working on it because the bulk of data was coming.
Okay. Can you perform any transformations using that particular tool? Sorry? Can you perform any transformations? Let's say, for example, if you take any ETL tool, data store, Informatica, Talend, any other ETL tool, so we extract the data from source, whatever it is, the source is file.
That's here, it's everything in the form of paper like that.
Okay, so we cannot perform any transformations in the source.
Can do. So that was our requirement actually. We cannot put it directly into the system.
Okay. So
we will get only the raw data. like how they have in the systems, in office systems, in bank systems, how they have it. It would behave like that. Our job is to fetch the proper data in proper table format, and we have to give it, take the data into server. So from the server only we can analyze the data. From data analysis will be given by them. So that we will be doing. So I was mainly into data loading part in that phase. So I used to get data like from bulk data, like 100 files, like that will be given per day, like in the form of documents, in the form of PDFs, like that. So you have to, it's quite tedious to make the patterns, to design the patterns in Monarch. So I was the one who handled it. Then after that we will perform data validation from the data which we upload.
Okay, so when you say that the source is file, so you are getting the data from file, so do we have any data elements or data fields in a particular file to understand which field name should be mapped to which table column name?
Correct, we do.
Okay.
Like they will have some, say for example, if there is a bank data, so they will have a primary key table, like the account number will be there. They will have some transaction summary will be there, and the amount will be there, credit balance, everything will be there. So accordingly, you have to define that in pattern in the Monarch, so that you specify the data field, and then you map the data fields to the particular thing in the file. The pattern, it will collect the data from the file, and then you will get the table format in the form of an Excel. So with that thing, you will upload it in the server directly.
Understand. So in this case, who will provide you the data mapping document? Is there any data mapping document for source to target data mapping, like something you mentioned, like we have data elements in the source file and the target is table columns, right? So in order to map those fields with these columns, sometimes the field names will not be same as columns, right? So how do you come to know which field name should be mapped to which column name?
Correct. See, I tell you. There are, it's not in the source system, what they give, not just in the form of documents and PDFs, okay? They will have something, some transactions that will be pulled through their ERP system. So they have that data in the server. So there are some certain data discrepancies that we cannot match the data with that. There are some data differences between that data and this data, what they are giving, like in the form of paper and all those. There are a lot of data discrepancies. So we will just try to maintain the same format which is there in the server through the ERP systems, and we will make sure that it's mapped properly. We'll create tables accordingly. And we will push the data, and then we will map it accordingly. We will just compare both the table data, and if there is any difference, we will have to report it. So that is the process we follow.
Understand. Before we will ask you technical questions, I would like to tell you about the roles and responsibilities in my project. I will just brief you about what is the project here and how the things going on here. So I know previously worked as a PLSQL developer and also involved in some SQL development activities, and as well as if you mentioned the skill that is Kanban. So it looks like you have a data management, something like that.
Correct.
So here currently we are looking for a PLSQL developer, but the thing is your work and responsibility would be SQL developer. So the reason why we are looking for PLSQL developer is that we just believe that the PLSQL developer can easily do the SQL developer activities. So that is the only reason. But if you see the actual activities here, those are only the SQL developer activities. So in my current project, here what we are going to work on. So this is a big data environment. Here we don't use Oracle database, SQL, SQL Server, MySQL. We don't use all these databases. We have different sources. We have Oracle database source and we have MySQL source. We have different sources, but our main big data database is Vertica. So we are using Vertica database here. So it is not Oracle to use the PLSQL. So we don't have any PLSQL concepts here in Vertica database. So when you say Vertica database, it is a column level database. So everything is same as other databases, but the thing is, few concepts are different when compared with other databases. In Vertica, we use only SQL. So whatever SQL used in other databases, the same SQL we use to write the PH in Vertica as well. But the thing is the syntax will differ. So as you know, when you change the database, automatically the syntax of the SQL will change, right? So in the same way,
Rahul, I'm not clear with your voice. I think there is some problem in
Okay, now is this fine now?
Yeah, sure. Now
okay. Just remove the headset.
Okay.
Okay. So in this big data project, we use Hive database and Vertica database. So mainly your role is to write the SQL script on Vertica database. So you don't need to worry that you haven't worked on Vertica like that. You don't need to worry because it is same like other databases. You just have to use SQL, but the syntax will slightly vary. That's it. And the thing is, do you have any experience in working on data mapping documents?
Data mapping documents. I mean, you are asking about the tools or?
No. When I say like data mapping, it's a source to target data mapping.
Okay.
So
that's what I have done. It like this. Using some tools like Monas, like SQL loader, like that I have done. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So in our project, this is a data warehousing project. So we have different source set and different target systems. So whatever the data we get from source systems, all those data will be loaded into our big data environment. So when I say like big data, so Vertica database. So all the data comes to HDFS in the form of files. From HDFS we load it into Hive and Vertica databases. Okay. So after loading into Vertica database, we will pull the required information from Vertica database to reports schema. In the sense, you will be working on reports project only. So when I say like reports, once the data comes to Vertica, from Vertica we need to extract the required information in order to generate the reports using ClickView. So here we use ClickView tool for reporting purpose. Okay. And ETL tool that we use here is Talend. Talend is a ETL tool that we use to do the ETL operations. Okay. So the same Talend tool is used in between source system to HDFS and then from HDFS to Vertica and then from Vertica to Hive and coming to our part from Vertica to report schema. So we have some schema named BDGREP. So here your main role is to write the SQL script. So you will get the data mapping document from business people. Okay. So once you receive the data mapping document, based on the data mapping document, you just need to write the SQL code.
Okay.
So that data mapping document will have all the source columns and the target columns. So you just need to do the select into operations. Okay. It's not only about select into operations. Sometimes the business logic, it will be very complex. So you should be in a position to write huge number of SQL queries and okay. And also sometimes you will be asked to work on data mapping documents. So I am the one who is working on all these things now. So I am working on data mapping document and also I am working on SQL script development and also Talend development. So we have different resources for HDFS to Vertica part, but our part is from Vertica to reports. Okay. So when it comes to Vertica to reports, there are no many resources. I am the only one working currently, but we are looking for another candidate. That is that's the reason we are interviewing you. Okay. The main roles and responsibilities, I would say, you will be, you will be writing all these SQL scripts. That's all. So the source is database and the target is also database. So database to database. You need to extract the data from one database and need to load it into some other database. For that, you just need to write the SQL script. So whatever the script that you write in order to extract and load the data into some other database. So we use that SQL script files and by using this ETL tool, I told you, right, Talend we use here. So with this ETL tool, we just extract the information using your .SQL file and we do some transformation if at all required. If not required, we just load the things into target database. Okay. So I could say one thing here, you have a lot of scope here to learn the new things. It's not only about SQL, you can learn big data, you can learn Hive, what is Hive, you can learn Vertica database, you can learn ETL tool, that is Talend. Okay. So you have very good demand in market for Talend ETL tool, and we are also using ClickView here. That is one of the best reporting tools in the market. So you have the scope to learn all these things here, okay? But the main role and responsibilities are SQL developer. So do you have any questions?
Yes, I do have. I just want to know if actually you said that we're filling we're just extracting the data using an ETL tool from the Vertica database into the report schema.
Correct.
So is the report schema is pertaining to a single database, or it's also targeted to multiple databases of multiple forms?
It is a part of Vertica. In Vertica itself, we have different schemas. Okay.
Okay.
So one is for this is the telecommunication domain. So we will have one main schema in Vertica itself, and we will have another schema called report schema. So what we do is, in the main schema, you will have all the telecom related information. But for reports, we don't need all the information. We need only few details. When you say like daily recharge, if the customer is paying 10 ringgit, we just need who is paying what. So in that case, you just write a where class and you just filter out the data, whatever you need from source database. So this is one of the schema in Vertica database. So the database is same, but the schema is different.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you write the SQL script using which tool?
SQL, we use DB Viewer and DB Visualizer.
Okay.
These are the two tools that we use here in order to connect to Vertica. We won't use Store because it is specific to Oracle database only, right?
Yes.
We don't use PLSQL developer also. We don't use SQL developer as well. We use DB Viewer and DB Visualizer. These are the two tools that we use.
And that will support all the SQL statements, like how we write it for MS SQL.
Correct.
Like that,
correct.
Right? Okay. That will support TSQL, transaction SQL also, PLSQL.
Yes, that will support. We can connect to any type of databases using these tools. It is something like Toad only. You know Toad, right?
Yeah.
So from Toad you connect to the database. In the same way, in big data environment we use DB Viewer and DB Visualizer. So using these tools we can connect to any database. You can connect to Hive, you can connect to Vertica, you can connect to Oracle database. You can connect to any database in the market. It's just a tool.
Okay. Okay, Rahul. Yeah. Got it.
Okay, so now you have the clear picture about what you are going to do, right?
Yes, I do have. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, when I say like we are extracting the data from database, okay, it's not a simple extraction like select star from table or select few columns from table. You do have to write the join condition, okay. So we extract the data from multiple tables. Sometimes it may be around 10, 8 or 6. It may be more than 7 or 8, okay. So that time when you say like multiple join statements, the query will be very huge.
Very lengthy.
Yeah, so can I ask you a few questions on SQL part?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so how many joins do we need to use when you need to join 4 tables?
4 tables. 3.
Okay, and can you please tell me what are the different joins, and can you please explain me with examples?
Yes, I can. There are actually methods join, like inner join, outer join. In outer join we have left outer join, full outer join, and right outer join.
Okay.
Then you have self join.
Okay.
Okay. You need an example for everything?
If you can explain me with example, that would be great.
Okay. Okay. So self join is used to join a table to itself. For example, then I should explain you with a query like that.
No need to give the query. You just tell me the concept, like
what
define self join. Yeah, use it.
Okay. Yeah, it's used to join a table to itself.
Okay.
And inner join is used to join two different tables, which is having a common, using a common column name or a different column names also can be used.
Okay.
To join. And then you have left outer join, right outer join, and full outer join. In left outer join, you will first join the common values, and then you will include all the possible values from the left table.
Okay.
It includes nulls. Okay. And in right outer join, it will include all the columns all the values in the right table, which includes null and the common values as well. And in full outer join, it will get the common value and from all possible null values also it will bring.
Okay.
Full outer join. Yeah.
Okay, good. And can you tell me what are the analytical functions?
Analytical functions.
Yep.
Analytical functions, which means like group by.
Group by is not an analytical function. Analytical functions like rank.
It's rank, dense rank, all that. Rank is used to find which one, rank is used to find
Okay, can I ask you to differentiate these two, rank and dense rank?
Yes. Differentiate.
What is the difference between these two, rank and dense rank?
Rank is used to find if it is the 1 minute, I will 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. In rank function, you can rank a particular column. Like for example, if you're rating a student's rank through his marks, okay, by his marks. Okay, so it will be ranking in the form of 1, 2, 3, 4, despite if it's the same total. Okay. In dense rank, it can be like one. If it's the same total, it will be having 1, 1, 2, 2 like that.
Okay. Okay, which one will follow the order? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rank will give you like rank. Rank.
Yeah,
okay.
rank.
So in dense rank, if the value is same, you will get the same number. Same rank.
Number. Yeah.
Let's say, for example, I have values like A, B, C. Okay. So when I ask you to give the rank for these values, how you give the rank and dense rank? The values are A, 3 times A, and then B, C.
Okay.
Now give me the rank values and dense rank values.
Rank values is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that.
Okay. Even the value is same, it will give the numerical value, sequential numerical values, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
In dense rank it should be, I think, 1, 2, 3.
Not exactly. Okay, fine. What are the aggregate functions?
Aggregate functions is average, minimum, maximum, odd.
Okay.
Okay. Like you will work on the numerical values.
Correct. Okay. And here, honestly speaking, you don't have any procedure, functions and all these things. It's only SQL script. Okay. And that's all from my side. If you have any questions,